learners, welcome to the unit on Management of Early Childhood Education Center. In this video, we shall discuss on the learning environment and why it is important to maintain discipline in Early Childhood Education Center. Now, let us start our discussion from the concept of learning environment. A learning environment refers to the complete setting in which learning takes place, which encompasses physical, social, and psychological factors. The physical factor or environment, it includes the tangible, structural elements of a learning space such as classrooms, libraries, laboratories, and outdoor areas. Factors like lighting, seating arrangement, ventilation, noise levels, and access to resources can significantly influence learners' comfort, focus, and engagement. The interpersonal relationship and social interactions within the learning space, it form the social environment. Supportive peer relationships, constructive teacher-student interactions, and opportunities for collaboration, it fosters a positive learning atmosphere. Inclusive and respectful environments, it enhances participation and motivation. Another aspect of learning environment is psychological aspects. Psychological aspect, it pertains to the emotional and mental climate that learners experience. Encouragement, a sense of belonging, positive reinforcement, and opportunities for self-expression contribute to psychological well-being. A supportive environment, it minimizes anxiety and builds confidence, which promotes active participation and deeper learning. A good environment is a major component of an education system, and it is constituted of different components. Now, let's begin our discussion on the various components of a good learning environment. So first one is the learning environment should be safe and inclusive. The children should feel physical and emotional safety. For physical safety, one can use soft materials for play areas, or can install child-proof locks and maintain first aid supplies. For emotional safety, creating nurturing atmosphere is crucial, where children feel valued and respected. Kindness and cooperation among students should be encouraged. Inclusive environment is an essential component that can be created by providing adaptive play equipment and ensuring children with disabilities and it should be actively included. For example, a teacher may comfort a child who is feeling anxious by encouraging participation in a favorite activity of that particular child. Next important factor is the children should be engaged and motivated. Young children learn best through play-based and hands-on activities. Interactive learning can be implemented through various methods like storytelling, puppet shows, and sensory plays. Different group activities can be organized for the students, which encourages the group cohesiveness. Then curiosity driven learning can be given by providing themed play and by organizing corners like a kitchen setup or a science corner. There we can give an example like a sensory bin, which can be filled with sand and toy animals, which allow children to explore textures and imaginative play. The learning environment should be supportive. A supportive environment builds strong relationship among the educators, children, and parents. Teachers play an important role in this regard. Teachers should offer one-on-one attention when children are upset or struggling. Peer support should be encouraged, which in turn can be developed through cooperative play, and the parental involvement is also necessary. different events can be organized where parents can participate in activities with their children. For example, a teacher guiding a group projects while encouraging children to help each other, it may fosters a supportive space. The learning environment should be structured and clear. Young children benefit from clear routines and expectations. We can use visual schedules by using pictures charts for daily activities like playtime, snack time and story time. And predictable transition should be there. We can use songs or visual cues to transition between activities. For example, a teacher sings a clean-up song to signal the end of playtime. Next component is it should be accessible. An inclusive space ensures every child, including those with disabilities, they can participate. Adaptive equipment such as accessible toys, sitting and assistive technology should be used. Use of pictorial charts and sign language can support communication. Next is the learning environment should be flexible and adaptable. Children in an early childhood education center may have diverse learning styles and developmental needs. And children can be offered choice-based activities. And adjustable learning plans can be developed to suit the abilities of each child. Some children may build with blocks while other engage in sensory bin. This can be an activity which is based on the needs or choice of the child. Next is the learning environment. It should be culturally relevant. So promoting cultural awareness, it helps children appreciate diversity. We can use multicultural toys, books and posters while doing different activities. We can celebrate cultural events through crafts, songs and food tasting. There is an example of this culturally relevant activities like reading picture books about different festivals and encouraging children to share traditions from their families. The next component is we have to use different assessment techniques. So assessing young learners focuses on observation and documentation rather than traditional taste, and teacher can document milestones through notes and photos. They can also collect children's artworks and projects to monitor their progress. Next is it should be physically comfortable. Comfortable spaces promote focus, creativity and well-being. We have to ensure large windows with proper air circulation. We have to create reading nooks with cushions and soft lighting. Outdoor play areas can be shaded spaces for different outdoor activities. So these components will have to be effectively managed to have the desired learning environment. Each component, such as the physical space, the behavior management, instructional methods, social interactions and emotional support, technological tools, it plays a critical role in shaping how students learn and engage. Simply having these components in place is not enough. They must be actively monitored and adjusted based on the needs of the learners. So now we have to manage the learning environment of the centers. So having adequate physical facilities in an early childhood education center is essential. But effectively managing these facilities and the overall environment is equally important. Creating a secure and nurturing space supports children's developmental growth. Effective management involves organizing child-friendly areas that promote autonomy, exploration, and collaboration. Unlike traditional classroom settings, John Dewey advocated for educational spaces that reflects real life scenarios which encourages children to engage in diverse social interactions. A well-managed learning environment provides a sense of security and predictability. Now, we will discuss the key strategies to manage an effective learning environment in an early childhood education center. First of all, we have to organize the physical space. So, this concept about the organizing the physical space we have discussed in our earlier video also. So the physical layout of a classroom, it significantly impacts learning experiences. Spaces should be intentionally divided into zones for different activities such as reading, sensory play, art and crafts, and music. This clear division minimizes disruptions and help children navigate their environment confidently. Material should be age appropriate, safe, and accessible, fostering independence. Low shelves and level storage bins enable children to select and return items independently, which promotes responsibility. So predictability in the environment helps children feel secure. Now, establishing consistent routines and expectations. So consistent routines offer children a sense of stability and confidence. Schedule activities like free play, outdoor time, quiet sessions, and snack breaks should be well communicated. Visual timers or songs can signal transitions between activities, easing the process. Simple and positive language should be used to frame rules. For instance, instead of saying don't run, a teacher could say walk safely. Children can also be encouraged to participate in cleanup activities to foster responsibility and inclusivity. Next strategy that we can use is promoting positive behavior and guidance. So teaching children in self-regulation, empathy, and positive interaction is crucial. Rather than using punishment, teachers should reinforce positive behaviors through praise and redirection. If a child misbehaves, guiding them towards a more appropriate activity can help them understand acceptable behavior without feelings of shame. Teacher serves as a role models, demonstrating behavior such as kindness, patience, and respect, which children often imitate. Next strategy is fostering a supportive emotional climate. A nurturing emotional environment builds children's confidence and eagerness to learn. Teachers can create a positive atmosphere through warm gestures like smiles, gentle touch, then active listening, then emotional support. It also encourages children to express their feelings verbally instead of resorting to disruptive behavior. Feeling valued and understood, it fosters their emotional resilience. Next strategy is adapting to individual needs and learning styles. Children in early childhood education setting they may have varying temperaments, learning preferences, and developmental levels. Teachers should offer differentiated learning experience that cater to individual strengths and challenges. Activities with varying difficulty levels and opportunities for creative expression should be incorporated. Regular observation of children's progress help educators adapt their teaching methods to meet the individual needs. Then we can engage parents and guardians as partners. So parental involvement significantly contributes to the success of early childhood education programs. Clear communication about the center's routines, then expectations and activities keeps parents informed. Parents can participate in school events like storytelling sessions or cultural celebration, which fosters stronger connection between home and school. This collaboration supports children's social and emotional development. Following these strategies, maintaining discipline becomes a crucial factor that directly impacts the overall environment of the early childhood education center. At first, one might question the necessity of disciplining small children, considering their natural curiosity and boundless energy. Young children are inherently inquisitive, constantly exploring their surrounding and testing boundaries as part of their learning process. However, establishing discipline in an early childhood education setting does not imply imposing strict rules or suppressing their curiosity. Instead, it involves creating a structured and respectful environment that nurtures self-regulation, cooperation and social emotional development. So, now discipline in an early childhood education center should be viewed as a positive guidance approach, which helps children understand acceptable behaviors while respecting others and their environment. Through clear expectations, consistent routines, and gentle reinforcement, educators can encourage responsible behavior. Age-appropriate rules, modeled through positive examples and reinforced with constructive feedback, help children develop a sense of responsibility and accountability. Moreover, discipline fosters essential life skills, such as patience, problem-solving ability, and conflict resolution, which are critical for their personal and social growth. First of all, we have to promote self-regulation and emotional control if we want to maintain discipline among the young children. So discipline in early childhood education helps in the development of self-regulation, which helps to learn to manage and control impulses, frustration and adaptation, which are essential for dealing with stress and conflict and developing positive qualities like patience. Then we have to build a sense of responsibility. Early discipline can teach the young children the concept of responsibility and help them understand the consequences of their action. The understanding of the consequences encourages the students to take ownership of their actions, which will help them throughout their lives. Through discipline, we can encourage positive behavior. So discipline applied in a positive way encourages desirable behavior by setting clear boundaries, which help children to develop a positive self-image and be respectful in social setting. And this discipline, it can support social development. There are certain social ways and norms of every society that every member has to follow. Discipline helps to learn those social norms and acceptable ways of behaving, which is very important to interact with peers and other members of the society. Early social skills are important for the success in the later life of the children. Discipline also prepares children for school, formal school. So discipline in early childhood education, it prepares young children for the formal education. In formal education, the students need different skills like paying attention, focus, perseverance, which are important to learn new skills. This readiness makes the transition for the formal education smoother, which allows them to adapt to new environment effectively. Now, discipline, it also develops the problem solving skills. If children receive, discipline guidance, they can learn how to tackle conflicts and solve problems. Problem solving skills are very important for more complex social and academic challenges. Discipline also fosters independence. Self-discipline is the ability to control own behavior without the strictness from an external source. If children are able to internalize the rules, they can predict what is expected of them, which helps them to make decisions independently. It builds their confidence and contemplation, which are important traits for their development. Again, discipline reduces behavioral issues. A disciplined environment, it helps reduce negative behavior among children. If discipline is consistent and fair, it encourages the children to understand their limits and reduces frustration as they learn to express themselves appropriately, and which can induce a harmonious learning environment. Along with it, discipline, it builds a foundation for lifelong success. Discipline teaches the children different qualities such as patience, perseverance, respect, empathy, which will benefit them in their future lives. Early discipline instills the mindset that achieving goals requires effort, respect for others, and willingness to follow guidelines, all of which are crucial for personal growth and success. So when applied with consistency, fairness, and empathy, discipline becomes a tool for guiding children, helping them understand what is right, what is wrong, and fostering a sense of self-discipline that will serve them well throughout their lives. The goal is not to punish, but to teach children how to make positive choices, understanding the consequences of their actions, and develop the skills they need to thrive. In early childhood education setting, discipline should focus on, as we have discussed, on guidance and teaching rather than punishment. So there are certain key principles of using discipline effectively in early childhood education. These are positive reinforcement. So positive reinforcement, desired behavior should be encouraged by acknowledging and rewarding them. Suppose, praise, encouragement, and small rewards, it helps to reinforce positive behavior. For example, complimenting a child for sharing toys promotes cooperative behavior. So this is one principle. Second principle is, consistency and predictability. Establishing clear rules and following them consistently, it helps in maintaining consistency. Predictable routines help children understand expectations and feel secure. For example, having a set of schedule for playtime, learning activities, and snacks, it helps the children. Next is, we have to expect or we should have age appropriate expectations from the children. So rules and expectations should be based on the developmental abilities of the children. Younger children, they require simpler rules and explanation. For example, a rule like use gentle hands is easier for toddlers to understand. Next is clear and simple communication. We have to use concise, clear, and positive language to explain rules and expectations. Visual aids or gestures can reinforce verbal instruction. Then we have to model appropriate behavior, because children, they learn by observing adults. So demonstrating kindness, patience, and respectful behavior, it encourages them to do the same. So now, what are the strategies that can be adopted to maintain discipline in early childhood education center? First of all, we have to create a positive environment, a warm and welcoming atmosphere. It makes children feel secure and valued. Using colorful decorations, child-friendly furniture, then designated play and learning areas, it fosters engagement. For example, we can display children's artwork and celebrating their achievement. It builds confidence and sense of belonging. Next is, we have to redirect their behavior. Suppose a children is engaged in an undesirable behavior. So teacher can gently guide their attention toward a more appropriate activity. So this maintains positive tone without making the child feel ashamed. So for example, if a child throws toys, they can be redirected to a sensory play activity like modeling clay. Then we can use the problem solving skill, teaching of problem solving skill. So encouraging children to express their feelings, identify problems and think of solutions. It promotes emotional intelligence and conflict resolution. Then we can use audiovisual aids, visual aids such as picture charts, storyboards and videos. It supports understanding and making learning interactive. Songs, rhymes and animated clips, it also engage children effectively. For example, using a short video to demonstrate sharing or turn taking concepts, it can be taught through using this audiovisual aids. Then we can use clear consequences. We should use, because children understand expectations better when consequences are logical and consistent. Clear consequences teach responsibility while promoting a sense of fairness. For example, if a child spills water intentionally, they participate in cleaning it up under the teacher's supervision. Next is, we can use audiovisual aids, visual aids such as picture charts, then storyboards and video support. It helps to understand the concept and it makes learning interactive. Then we can encourage self regulation, helping children recognize and manage their emotions. It builds self control and resilience. So techniques like breathing exercise, sensory breaks or using calm down corners are effective. For example, a teacher may guide a frustrated child to a quiet corner with calming activities like puzzles or soft toys. The next is involving children in rule making. So when children contribute to creating classroom rules, they feel ownership and are more likely to follow them. So collaborative rule making also teaches respect and cooperation. For example, during a circle time, children can suggest rules like we share our toys or we listen to each other. Then we have to build positive relationship. So building trusting and respectful relationship between the teachers and children, it creates a supportive learning environment. So teacher acts as a role model, demonstrating empathy and kindness, so which the students they imitate. So the strategies can help in building a positive atmosphere for the children. So till now we have discussed how to organize or how to maintain discipline in the early childhood education center, and hope you all have understood what we have discussed in this video. And in the next video we shall discuss on the managing staff and finances in an early childhood education center. Thank you.